Hello Floss Tube, it is Saturday the 20th of May. It's the afternoon and I don't know if you can hear the background noise behind me, but it is hammering, absolutely hammering down with rain at the moment. I'm in my dining room, my conservatory is just there, and I wouldn't be surprised if it starts thundering and lightning in a minute, to be honest. It's gone all dark and yeah, so I have not and I will not be venturing out the house today. So yeah, lots of jobs to do and hopefully some time to get some stitching in a bit later. So I haven't done a normal whip progress update for a while. I did a Stitch Mania plan video a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I would do a video today and show you how I've been getting on with some of my stitching. Before I do that, because I know I'll forget this if I don't do it now, I just wanted to thank Michelle Gunn, who very kindly sent me a whole load of anchor threads. As I think, well, she watches my videos, knows that I use the anchor threads, so sent me a message on Facebook asking if I want them. So I said yes, and I think they arrived in about 2 days of her asking me. So thank you very much, Michelle, and I will definitely be using these for something. You know, whenever I need a new thread, I'll look to see if the colour's in there, and yeah, so thank you very much. It's really kind of you. And oh yeah, so I've been watching some Floss Tube videos over the past week, and I've watched some today. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the rain. Yeah, so, and I wanted to give a shout out to a fairly new Floss Tuber, Stitcheroo, that I've enjoyed watching her update. She's got into Stitch Mania and is doing lots of new starts, so you should go and check her videos out because I've been enjoying watching those. I've just watched, I think it's Anna's Stitches. I don't think it's Anna S Stitches. Anna's Stitches, I think. So I've really enjoyed her videos. I just finished watching her most recent one as well. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that before I forget at the end. Okay, so I will show you what I've been working on first of all as part of Stitch Mania. So the first one I showed you in my update video last week, was a picture of Thor, like a cartoon version. This is the chart, but you're not going to be able to make that out. Oh, I shouldn't think. So I spent a week on that. I'm stitching that on 14 count white Ada because that is for Love Quilts. So I have explained Love Quilts in my previous videos, but you can stitch a square belonging to a certain theme. So this one will be for a superheroes quilt at some point. And then it can be a maximum of 9 by 9 inches, and it has to be done on white Ada. So I worked on this for a week as part of my Stitch Mania plans. I was going to do one per week in May. So, and this is how far I got. So, doesn't look a lot, I don't think, but it took me quite a while to do all the peach for his face. So I'll show you this and then I'll show you this together so you can kind of see. Obviously the face is really big compared to the body, so I think I've done quite a big chunk of what needs doing. I think there's only 9 or 10 colours needed altogether. So yeah, I'll finish doing some of the, I think I need to do his ears in peach, and then I think I'll go on to doing his hair. Yeah, somebody else that I follow on Instagram, I think it was Moonbow Stitches, sent me a message or replied to one of my picture updates and said that she was stitching this as well. And when I looked at it, she's done it in a completely different way to me. She's done all of the black outline and then is going to fill him in, which I think maybe if I'd have thought of that, I would have done as well. But yeah. So, and that is my Sadness needle minder from Lisa S Stitches. Yeah, No More Lost Needles, I think it's called. Okay, so yeah, that's that one. And then I finished doing that one last Sunday. And then I changed, was it last Sunday? Yeah, and then I changed over to another whip, or another New Start. So these are the colours that are in Thor, just in case you're interested. So, oh, it's not actually a black border, it's a navy border. So navy, mid blue and a really light blue. A couple of shades of yellow, red, like a dark orangey kind of colour, pinky peach, and the white. So, and as I use anchor threads, these are all anchor. Okay, so the Ada's really hard and crispy, which is something I haven't used in quite a while. So I just got this out of my stash, so it does feel really hard. I reckon it could stand up on its own. Yeah, kind of get the idea there. Okay, so then once I'd worked on that for a week, I then started this one. So Good Intentions by Kathy Barrett, so I'll zoom in on the picture. So I bought this one, I think after seeing, I think it was McKenna had the chart. I don't think she's stitched it, but I think had the chart in one of her previous videos, so I really liked it. So I ordered it from, I think it was the Patchwork Rabbit, that do lots of vintage and, what do you call it? Primitive? I think it's primitive designs. Now, I really like the pattern, but I wasn't overly keen on all of the colours, so I have done a little bit of a switcheroo with the colours there. So I'll show you what I've done, and then I'll show you the colours that I've chosen, if I can find where I've put them. Oh, here. Okay, so that is what I have done so far. So you can see I'm just working on the lady in the middle. So her colours aren't too different. So she's got a navy dress, kept her skin the peach colour that it calls for, and then this is like I don't really know what to call it, but this colour here is also used for the hair, and so I kind of made it maybe a bit more like my hair colour than the darker brown that's on this one. So yeah, this was really strange to stitch. Now I don't know how well I don't think it will focus. If I tap the screen, will it focus? No. I don't know if you can see, but I'm working this 2/2, but there are parts of the face that where she will end up having a little pink on her cheeks, and I can't remember what else, but I've had to stitch some bits of 1/1. So I've got, no, not 1/1, I've done 2/1. So I'll have 4 little crosses in the space where I would have 1. So it's like, I don't know if I can't really show you the chart, but imagine you've got 4 crosses arranged in a square, 3 of them, so in an L shape, say the skin colour, and one of them is going to be like a pinky colour for like blush on her cheek. So it's really, really strange, and I haven't actually added that. Or have I? No, I haven't. Haven't added that pinky colour in yet. So I don't know if it looks a bit weird. Again, I can't really show you. I might be able to make it out where it looks a bit different towards the top of her head on the sides. But yeah, I think it will look alright once finished. I don't think you'd really notice unless you look close up. So yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. I'm just stitching this part. What would you call them? Bloomers? Is that what you wear under a dress like that? I'm just stitching those, and then I'll do the puff of her sleeves in the same colour, and then her hair. in the same colour as well. So I am stitching this on, this is a fabric of the month from Sparkleys, and I cannot remember what it's called because I haven't kept the packet. It might not have had a name. If you watch my Maynia whips plan video from a couple of weeks ago, I think I did say what it was called. It might just be like February 2017 or something. But yeah, it's like a pale green colour, which I think is working quite nicely with the colours so far. Yeah, and this needle minder is a bottle cap needle minder from Lister Stitches, who I found on Instagram. I've got a few needle minders from her, which I really like. So I went for Jack. Jack's up. Jack's my husband's name. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So I'll show you the colours that I am going to use. So there's a mixture of them there. So these three colours, so orangey, brown. Again, this is DMC because I had some, someone had given me some DMC, so I have got some. Like a wine red, and the navy blue that I had used for her dress, and like a light, dark greeny blue. I'm going to use these four, if I can hold them all together, for, I don't think it is bunting, but the triangles above and below the picture. So they're just a bit more colourful, just a little bit more colourful and vibrant than the colours that are in here, but still in keeping, I think, with the kind of primitive or rustic nature of the design, if that makes any sense. Because I found these colours a little bit muted, and I wanted just a little bit more liveliness to it. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but it kind of sounded all right in my head. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use for those. And then I've got this Weeks Dye Works here called Bethlehem. So you can see that it's a mixture of purples, blues and greens, which kind of match. You know, it's got some navy in there. Might look a little bit like that as well. That I'm going to use for the text at the top. And then I've got some other colours here. Now, this is a Weeks Dye Works in pewter, which I am going to use for the pairs of scissors, which I've used before on my piece from Country Cottage Needleworks. Can't remember what it's called, but I've used this to do the little scissors and needles that were in that design. And then I've just got some other browns and peaches, well, yeah, kind of a peach colour, and like a dark purpley grey sort of colour, and they will be used for, can't show them all, for the other bits and pieces. So the little dog that's up here, and the cotton reels, and the other little bits of decoration, and the bits at the top there. The colours that I'm using for this, the bunting bits, will be used sort of elsewhere as well. I've got a little plan in my notebook, so yeah, I'm really liking all the colours all together. So I could well end up stitching on this, even though I'd only planned to do one Maynia a week. Well, yeah, I might keep working on this one if I'm really enjoying it. And I may not start one of the other ones. But yeah, so yeah, I just read a really interesting comment on Anna's Stitches video that I've just watched, that someone commented underneath, you know, life's too short, stitch what you love, that kind of thing. So, you know, if I'm currently really enjoying stitching this, then I'm just going to keep stitching this, and yeah, that's it. I don't think there's any way I could do a starter date. I haven't got enough time to do a new starter day. So I think if I'm really enjoying that tomorrow, rather than start a new one, I'll just keep going. So yeah, that's what I'm doing currently. Since I last did a Floss Tube update, I have also worked on a floral tropical flower design from, I think it was a Cross Stitch Crazy magazine. I have finished the piece. I framed it in a hoop. I attached a ribbon and I backed the piece with some purple polka dot material, and I haven't got it here to show you because I then gave it to my parents for their anniversary. But if you find me on Instagram, then you will see a picture of what I did. I might try and insert a picture in this video, but I've tried to do that before and it wasn't very successful, and I can't really be bothered to spend the time fiddling about with a video editor. So have a look at my Instagram if you are interested in seeing a picture of what I did. Yes, so anything else that I have done? Oh yeah, I went to craft night at my father-in-law's pub on Monday. There's only 3 of us there this week, but doesn't matter. So I took something that was kind of easy to take, a kit which had all the threads already, and yeah, I just had it all kind of easy, ready to go. So you've seen this before. This is what I took to New York and stitched on the plane. And I had to frog loads of this because I'd stitched one side with the ear and it didn't meet up to this side, and I'd made a mistake somewhere over here, so I had to frog kind of this whole top bit. But I stitched that again, and then when I was at the craft club, I stitched the light pink squares in the pattern of his wing. So this is a kit from Bothy Threads, or Bothy Threads, called 4 Owls. And I'll show you the picture in just a minute, but this is the spring owl. And it is being stitched on, don't know the name of the fabric, cannot remember, but it is from Crafty Kitten, I think, and it's a peachy colour. And it is an even weave of some description. Oh my goodness, I feel like is it like monsoon season or something? Just show you what I'm looking at. Excuse all the washing in the conservatory. Let's go on a little trip. So, don't know if you can see that very well. I'll scan around. Don't know if you can hear it as well, my roof. I'm sure those of you in England don't really need a Floss Tube update of the rain, but you know, those of you further afield that might be interested in our weather, there you go. Right, yes, so that's where I'm up to on this. This is a slice of cake needle minder from Needle Keep Emporium, and I'll show you the picture of what it will look like. So this is the one I'm stitching. I've done all green. I'm starting on the light pink in the wings, and I've done the branch and some of the hearts in the middle. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Oh yeah, I had a hospital appointment yesterday. Nothing that exciting. Yeah, I've got I had to go to the Glaucoma Clinic at my but my nearest hospital, which is like an eye specialist place. Haven't actually got glaucoma, but I've got something called pigment dispersion syndrome, which basically means that it sounds a bit strange, but bits of my iris flake off and collect in the cornea at the front of my eye. can't actually see anything when you look in the mirror. You think you would be able to, but you can't actually see anything in my eyes when you look close up. But yeah, so yesterday was my first proper trip to the Glaucoma Clinic. Can you hear that? I'm going to look like a weirdo, me saying can you hear that, and you can't actually hear anything, but it is crazy. I don't know why I'm looking outside. There's nothing I could do about it. Maybe because I'm sat so close to the conservatory, it just sounds a lot worse than it is. Yeah, so basically it was my first appointment at the Glaucoma Clinic after I went to the general ophthalmology appointment in January, and it's not really anything to worry about at the moment. Basically, the bits that are flaking off my iris can but might not clog up, I think it's like the drainage network to your optic nerve or something in your eye, and then can increase eye pressure and can cause glaucoma. But I haven't, it's not that bad, and I only need to go once a year, I was told yesterday. So, but anyway, so the point is, went there, took some stitching, took a little Mouse Loft quick stitch kit that I had in my stash, because it said my appointment could last for at least 2 hours. They were running an hour behind, so, and the thing is, there were very limited seats available, and many of the patients were a lot older than myself. So if anyone came out of an appointment and had to wait again, or any new people arrived, I was kind of up and down like a yo-yo, because I couldn't really take a seat when there were lots more people in need of a seat than me. So I managed to do a little tiny bit of stitching, which is that, and it won't focus. Yeah, so maybe when I've done this, I will turn it into a card. But do you know what? I even think that's the wrong way up. Yeah, it should be that way up. So yeah, I did that in the waiting room yesterday. I tell you what, some people, I saw some sites yesterday. Some people are so rude. They were running an hour late. Okay, now doesn't matter to me. I've got this. Like, I'm so, like, I can't. We're so lucky in this country to have the NHS that, you know, to wait an extra hour. Oh look, rain stopped now, sun's coming out. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But just when nurses called out a couple of patients yesterday, they're just incredibly rude. Just saying things like, oh, I've been sat here for so long, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get up now. Don't rush me, I'll come in my own time. Just, oh. Anyway, I could start on a political rant, but, you know, it's not the poor nurse's fault. She's doing her job to the best of her ability. And, yeah, just couldn't believe it. So, an hour, that's all. Just an extra hour. Anyway. Yeah, so that was that. I've shown you all my whips. Was there anything else? I don't think there was. Oh yes, I have bought something. Now I bought some threads that I needed to do some of my Stitch Mania starts. And I also found out that one of my friends who I work with is going to have a baby. So she is going to have a baby in November. I also stitched something for her first child, who she had nearly 3 years ago. Again, if you wanted to look on my Instagram, way back near the beginning, I stitched a picture of, or I stitched a kit, a Vervico kit, which was lots of animals poking their heads out of a double-decker bus. So what I thought I would do is I would buy a new baby kit by the same brand that looks similar but is different, so that they kind of match, which I thought would be quite nice. So I bought this from, oh, it's got a picture of the one I did on the back. So I bought this, which I thought was really cute, and it's really nice whether it's a boy or girl, because I don't know if she's going to find out what she's having. And then on the back, although there is a bit of a chart on there, but you won't be able to see it, That's the one I stitched before. And that's probably one of the longest things one of the things I've done that's taken me the longest. I remember the red of the bust taking forever. But yeah, so I don't think this is quite as long, this one. Although the chart is huge. When I got it out the other day. So yeah, I'm going to stitch this for her. And I don't know if I'll start it yet. I might start it. I've got a week off work coming up soon, so I might start it then. But yeah, it doesn't matter if it's not ready for when the baby's born, because I can't do the name and all of that stuff anyway. So yeah, that was from so and so, and it came within about 2 days. So yeah, that is you up to date and me up to date with showing you everything that I have been working on. Apologies for looking out of the window. Can you believe it's like bright sunshine now? Madness. Anyway, so yeah, thank you everybody for your comments and likes and subscriptions. I think I'm up to 540 something subscribers now, so that's really nice. Yeah, like I said, watch Stitcheroo, watch Anna Stitches, also be watching Stitcherista. I've got loads of others lined up ready to watch this afternoon and tomorrow, so yeah. So if anyone has any recommendations of floss tubers for me, please feel free to let me know. I like adding more to my subscriber list. And yeah, that is it. So I hope you all have a lovely stitchy week or stitchy fortnight or however long until I see you next time. So bye.